Hey everybody, it is Kellen Nitro for Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited, and a quick vlog here talking about a brand new show that kind of debuted, I want to say about a week after all of the big premieres this month in October. Billy Corgan's NWA put together a studio wrestling show, if you can believe that, in 2019, I know, but it's called NWA Power. Well, there's 3 R's at the end of it, so power. But it is fantastic. I'm 2 weeks in on this thing. I watched last week, and they just ran their second week tonight. And man, the stars they have that have signed up for this thing that the NWA has on their roster is actually pretty comparable to what Impact and what Ring of Honor has. It's incredible. You've got Nick Aldis, who's the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. The 10 pounds of gold is back. The classic design on the belt and everything like that. Had an awesome NWA title match on the very first week with Tim Storm, who's a legendary NWA champion and pretty much the guy that's been keeping the NWA belt relevant over the past few years. They have a great angle going. Actually, it was kind of a blow off to an angle that they had going on. Whereas if Storm lost to Aldis in the main event of the very first NWA Power show, or Power Hour, then this was going to be his last crack at the NWA title. And we'll find out next week what his decision is going forward and that stuff. But yeah, he lost to Aldis. And you know, Aldis put away Tim Storm, and now we'll find out what happens in a couple weeks. And of course, no relation, James Storm, the national champion. You've got Eli Drake, the former, one of the hotter heels and hotter baby faces Impact has had the past few years, is over there now. Colt Cabana is with the NWA. Eddie Kingston, Homicide. You have the wild card tag team of basically Bram and Royce Isaacs, that are/were the NWA tag team champions, kind of feuding back and forth like the Rock and Roll Express, and that's the legendary tag team from the 80s, of course. Allison Kay is the NWA women's champion, and so on and on and on. It's studio wrestling. It's amazing. It's like right out of 1989 with the studio setup. There are really comedic ads in between matches and that stuff that they've drawn up that are really funny, featuring guys like Austin Idol. It's basically a total entertainment experience for 60 minutes, and it doesn't insult you. These are actual, I guess, matches that, yeah, they are booked to be squash matches, but they are all, I don't think I've seen a bad squash match yet. I think that these things have all been real competitive squash matches when they haven't been, real competitive one-on-one main events or anything like that. Like in week 1, we had a great main event, like I talked about, with Aldis and Storm for the NWA title. In week 2, the tag team titles were on the line, with Team Wildcard taking on Outlaw Inc., which is Kingston and Homicide, in a real awesome tag team match until the Dawsons came in and kind of broke it up. And they're staking their claims for the tag team titles as well. So going forward, just a couple of 2 big old redneck power biker, heels, right? So announcement was made too that NWA is going back to pay-per-view on December 14th with a show called Into the Fire, and it's all wrapped up in a bow because they used the song Into the Fire by Dokken as their theme for the show every week, which makes it instantly the best wrestling theme on television for a show today. Bar none. Sorry, SmackDown, you can keep AC/DC. Dokken is rocking. That's all I have to say about that. So give it a shot. The link to both week 1 and week 2 is down in the YouTube description below, so go check it out and let me know what you think. NWA Power on YouTube uploads every Tuesday and goes live at about 6:05 Eastern, which makes it about 4:05 Mountain on Tuesdays, just right before AEW Dark, and that's another video for another time. But anyways, I'm Kellen Nitro. Later days, happy wrestling watching, and be sure to check this out. I know I'm going to be keeping an eye on this as the weeks and months continue. But yeah, Tuesday nights, go to YouTube because you got AEW Dark and you got NWA Power. So go check it out.